They were teachers, students, housewives, soldiers. They never signed up for this. Yet one by one, they were drugged, manipulated, broken, all under the same name, MK Ultra. A secret so dark, the US government spent decades denying it ever existed. But it did. And what happened behind closed doors is far more disturbing than most fiction. This is Street Whispers, and today we uncover the story they tried to erase from history. The year is 1953. The Cold War is no longer just a geopolitical standoff, it's a psychological arms race. America isn't just afraid of Soviet bombs, it's afraid of Soviet mind control. There were whispers that the Soviets had cracked the human brain, that they could program a man to kill, forget who he was, or spill national secrets without ever realizing it. The CIA panicked. And from that panic, MK Ultra was born. Signed into existence by CIA Director Allen Dulles, MK Ultra would become the most secretive, most ethically corrupt program the CIA had ever run. Its mission, master the art of mind control. To do this, they needed tools, and one drug, in particular, stood out: LSD. At the time, it was a little-known hallucinogen, but the CIA saw potential. What if it could strip away the human ego? What if it could wipe a person's mental slate clean? What if it could be used to rebuild the human mind from scratch? So they began experimenting, first on volunteers within the agency, then on prisoners, then on mental patients, prostitutes, addicts, everyday citizens. Most of them had no idea they were being used. In one case, a CIA operative named Frank Olson was given LSD without his knowledge during a retreat. Days later, he plunged to his death from a hotel window in New York City. The agency claimed it was suicide. Decades later, a reopened investigation suggested something more sinister. In Montreal, Canada, CIA funding helped a psychiatrist named Dr. Ewan Cameron perform so-called psychic driving on patients. These people came in for mild anxiety or depression and left shattered. They were kept in drug-induced sleep for weeks, blasted with repeated audio messages for days on end, given massive doses of electroshock therapy, their memories wiped, their personalities erased. One woman forgot her own children. Another had to relearn how to use the bathroom. These weren't spies or threats to national security. They were civilians, and they were collateral damage in a psychological war they never signed up for. Across the United States and Canada, the experiments continued in safe houses and universities, in prisons and military hospitals, even brothels, where Johns were unknowingly drugged with LSD, then observed behind one-way mirrors. The goal? Find out how people reacted under extreme manipulation. Could they be broken? Could they be controlled? By the 1960s, MK Ultra had become a tangled web of over 150 sub-projects. And by then, the CIA had realized something. Mind control wasn't as easy as they hoped. LSD was unpredictable. Hypnosis didn't always work. And the human brain was far more complex than any of their models could capture. In 1973, with the Watergate scandal rocking Washington and fear of exposure growing, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered all MK Ultra files destroyed. He wanted the program erased literally, but not everything was lost. A box of financial records survived, and from those fragments, reporters and investigators began piecing the puzzle back together. In 1977, the U.S. Senate held hearings. Testimonies were given. Survivors spoke out. What they revealed shocked the nation. The CIA had deliberately broken minds. They had destroyed lives in the name of science and national security. And yet no one was truly held accountable. No jail time, no reparations, just silence and scars. Today, MKUltra lives on not in labs, but in whispers, in conspiracy forums, in declassified pages with black bars hiding truths, in the quiet terror that somewhere, sometime, it could happen again. And maybe, just maybe, it already has. Because when governments operate in the shadows, there's one rule that always applies. They don't stop because they succeed. They stop because they get caught. This is Street Whispers. And the truth? It always slips through.